The Dharma. Good day. How about not just the Dharma, but Bodhidharma, in fact? It's not tub time. I don't have any clothes to wear. Which is why I'm here at my hotel room instead of at the coffee shop. Very beautiful ant. It's the most beautiful ant I've ever seen. Very skinny and big, good teeth and big eyes. And one head and one butt and two parts in the middle. And 3 legs and 2 tweezers, a cleaning. Very sweet, very good. Oh, very beautiful. Oh my God. Very beauty. Very, very beautiful. No, nobody has a greater capacity to upset me than myself. I can guarantee you that. This is beauty, very, very beautiful. Oh, very beauty. Oh, very beautiful. Very sweet. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. Oh, clean the hands. Very beauty. I don't know where it wants to go, but give it some papaya juice. Yeah. Oh, it's a papaya, sort of papaya. All right, get out of here. I'm a spiritual teacher in Bali, resonating the abundancy frequency, love and light, transformation, healing, all the good stuff. If you'd like to sign up for my course, my class, it ain't cheap, but it will bring you the power of abundancy in your life today. No, I'm serious about everything that I just said. Luxury, abundancy. Let's get some W's in the chat for luxury and abundancy, everybody. These are gross. The caffeine's starting to hit. I'm getting a little bit of sugar from the papaya juice. Can you hear the water? Can you hear the spittering and the spattering of the water? I'm very grateful to be able to share this time together. I wouldn't appreciate it as much if I was alone. This is all about abundancy. All about abundancy through generosity. And the suffering of life free. It's none of your business, Giles, what I'm going to do. I'm going to get married to abundancy. £250. And I was probably, in Vietnam, I was probably up to 260 or 2, but I feel good. I feel strong. I feel strong in my morbid obesity. I feel ready, I feel primed. My mind's like an arrow. My mind is straight and strong and brave and clear. I'm ready to be activated. Doesn't mean it's going to feel good, but I'm ready to be activated. We're going to get a chance. That's great. We're on a different kind of abundancy frequency here. But, you know, trust me, I can have as many wives as I want. You better believe it, baby. You better believe it, baby. They love it over here. 250 pounds, make it 300. Don't skimp out on us, they say. They say, are you hungry? I got something for you. And I say, you know what? That caffeine's starting to hit. You know what that means? The crash is right around the corner. I'm done explaining myself. I'm done justifying myself. Singing short hair woman? I don't know anything about that. This is what abundancy looks like. This is the color of abundancy. You get a short time on this planet. You get a short time on this world. You better make the best use of it that you can. No, I am not going to be cowtailed into convincing people of anything. You do what you want with your life. I do what I want with my life. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm addressing the internalized childism. I'm addressing the internalized exaggerations. I'm addressing the tendency to deactivate, and I'm reversing that system. I'm reversing the cistern of depression inside of me to activate the abundancy frequency. This is Bali, baby. This is Bali, baby. This is what Bali's all about. And yeah, Shiva, you're gonna have to come over here because I don't have any clothes. I can't leave. Shiva, I need your help today because I need to go and get some Bali sarongs. I need to get some Bali fabrics. I need to bring some abundancy. I can't just fucking keep living this way where I'm leaving my clothes at clown houses and I'm losing. This is all about abundancy. This is all about consistency. You want to win, you got to be consistent. And if you're smoking weed, you're a loser. You're ruining your life with weed. I could do that, but I don't want to do that. God, I don't want to go through the schizophrenia and the anxiety and the tiredness, and I'm already eating so much. I should bring myself back to that, but I don't support that. I don't want to do that to myself. I'll have a beer every now and again. I'll drink a beer and I'll try to reach people. But the ayahuasca tastes so bad, and the bitterness and the stomach ache and the schizophrenia comes back, and it's too much. But I'm transmuting, I'm transmuting, I'm transforming. This is how we wake up in Bali, baby. This is how we wake up to an abundancy frequency. We change a lifestyle. Schizophrenia, you can cure it, but these people, they're hell to be around and they don't want help and they're always making more problems. But if you're schizophrenic, the last place you want to be is America. If you're schizophrenic, you want to be in Bali, baby. I'll give you a treatment, but I need cash. I need a lot of it. I need gold. You better bring that $10,000 limit in cash when you come over here to Bali. You want to get treatment for your schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is probably easier to cure than fucking depression in that way. But you better bring the cash with you. You better bring a lot of it, because I got my own life to live and I can't have people just taking my time. I'm not a saint, but I'm not a sinner either. And I've been trying to live and I've been trying to change my life. I've been trying to cure the schizophrenia inside of me. I've been trying to cure the internalized childism inside of me. I've been trying to resonate with an abundancy frequency in Bali. Oh, the anxiety's coming back. I feel the anxiety coming again. That was the crash, because I took the cappuccino and it went me up, and now I'm going to the crash again. Oh, I can feel energy in my body, and it's not good energy. It's killing me. It's tearing me up inside. I do want a bunch of CBD. I want to take high dose CBD, that's for sure. CBD, CBG, CBA, CBD, CBC, all of it. All the cannabinoids. Please, somebody donate. Please, somebody make a real donation. I was just thinking about you, Stevie, and I was hoping that you're okay. But I'm just telling you, man, I don't trust white men. I don't like white men. I don't want to bring that energy into me, man, because I already got so much white man energy. It's not anything personal against you, and it's not about the money. It's just I don't trust these guys, and you know what I'm saying? I don't get it, and we don't got to go into that because this isn't a business situation. I should make it a business situation so I can sell something. I can trust these men, but otherwise, I just got to say, you know, it's a hard test. It's a hard push to say, you know, I don't trust you, man, and I don't go in for that kind of energy. And I don't like talking with, we're equal white men. I don't believe in that. I'm not equal to white men. I'm not equal to white men, okay? It's nothing personally against anybody. It's a trust thing. It's a vulnerability thing. I come off as this big, strong character, but I have a lot of fear in me, and I have a lot of desire in me to be able to live and to be well and to see the smiles on the children's faces. And I don't want to fucking bring white men into my energy that are trying to like get involved with me, because I just don't trust that, man. I've been down that road. I don't trust men in that way. I don't trust white men in that way. And I feel like there's an interference there, and I can't allow that in my frequency, because I'm scared, because I'm vulnerable, because I want to live my life, and I want to be free, and I feel like white men want to put me into a box that I never wanted to be in. Maybe this is something that people can't understand. Maybe I'm not easy to understand. Maybe my mind is not easy to understand. Maybe I'm not waiting to be dehydrated and ground up into fucking dust and pieces and put into a box. Maybe I'm not ready to be cremated. Maybe I'm not ready to be dying, and maybe that doesn't mean I don't deserve kindness. Norbert, you're done. 24 hours, shut up. This is abundancy, baby. This ain't your normal stuff. That's right. Out of fear, I just need a home on a hill. I just want to be on a home on a hill. It doesn't mean that I haven't tested. It doesn't mean I'm not willing to work with people, but I'm not at that stage where I'm willing to sell something. So, you know, I got healing. I can do your Kundalini. I can do your root chakra. I can cure the schizophrenia. I can help you out. But what I'm saying is that the way that I do my work is very vulnerable, and it means that you can get very confused, and it means that we can't just open the doors and say, hey, it's free and we're going to all do something together. There needs to be boundaries in place, and I'm a man who doesn't have many boundaries. We just finished our fucking Kundalini retreat in Australia, and it was a good time. A lot of healing took place. A lot of transformation took place. There's something about snow. There's something special about snow, but I need the warmth. I've always needed the warmth. I've always needed a bathtub. And now I'm trying to find an apartment that's got a bathtub in it, and it's not normal in these countries to have a bathtub. We need donations. We need donations so that we can have something to communicate about. You people just want to sit there and take and take and take and take. Make a donation. Make a contribution. Say something, be something, take responsibility for something. Okay, it's nothing against you personally. Nothing against anybody personally. I'm just saying, I'm talking about Snowden, PS5, VR vibes, but also I don't fucking know you like that, man. I don't know you like that, man. Not Stevie, but white men in general. I gotta cure the schizophrenia. I gotta fix the schizophrenia. I'm not on frequencies with white men. I'm on frequencies with children. I'm on frequencies with Indonesian women. I'm on frequencies with fucking Vietnamese fucking people, man. I'm not talking about white guys hanging out together. That doesn't work for me. That'll tear me up inside, man. That'll destroy me. That'll give me a panic attack. And people want to smoke weed and people want to drink alcohol, and that's not comfortable for me. That's not a comfortable environment for me to be like that and to experience like that. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I feel fear. And this is abundancy. This is about abundancy. This is about abundancy. This is abundance so that I can heal. Can't work. I can barely wake up. Please make some, please make some donations. Please come in here and take a stand and say something and mean something and do something. I This is a protest against neocolonialism. This is a protest against childism. This is a protest against ableism. This is Bali, baby. This is what Bali's all about. I'm not talking about money, Andrew. I guess it's me who needs to donate more. I'm talking about you come in here and you don't just leave a comment. This isn't a video. This isn't a recording. This is live. Okay? So you come in here and you make a comment. You say something. You share your understanding, your experience. You ask a real question. What's going on? You know, from a place of heart. You fucking introduce yourself, you fucking freaks. Instead of just sitting there and taking and taking and taking. How many times do I have to say that not everybody knows everything about everything? Nobody knows everything about everything. Come in here and contribute to the work. We're interested in meeting new people here. Will you come in here and fucking introduce yourself? We have a conversation about abundancy. Do I look like a man who doesn't know how to live, baby? We're in Bali, baby. You can't hear the water in the background, baby. This is all me. This is all love, baby. This is all freedom. This is all fucking power. You come in here and you talk to me like a man. You make a substantial donation. Yeah, we're taking calls. Call in on WhatsApp. We're waiting for your calls. You can't hear the background? What do you think this is? What do you fucking think this is? This is revolutionary. This is Bali. I know how to live. I know how to live a good fucking life. I know how to heal, man. I'm healing, man. I'm healing. What don't people fucking understand about this? I've been through a fucking journey. You wouldn't fucking understand what I've been through in my life. I couldn't even fucking begin to tell you what I've been through in my life, so I'm trying to express that in different ways. You want everything from me. You want my blood and my sweat and my tears. You want everything from me. You want to drain me until I'm dry, and then you want to torture me and beat me and fucking imprison me. I'm trying to give as much as I can. I'm trying to surrender as much as I can together with the community to fucking cultivate abundancy. Hold on. We're looking to meet new people. We're looking to fucking form fucking relationships, all right? And when you call in, introduce yourself. I'm not some fucking scumbag. Fucking introduce yourself, motherfucker.
Howdy. I'm not the other guy whose name was Andrew, but I'm a separate second Andrew.
What's your experience with meditation and Buddhism and spirituality?
It's been pretty, I've been getting into it. I told them to you probably 2 months ago, almost at this point. But yeah, very much on some beginner stuff. Read some books, I listened to some Dharma talks from varied sources. I recently joined a meditation group in town. That's been nice.
Let's talk money.
Yeah.
Let's talk money. Let's talk finances. What's your job? How old are you? What's your financial situation?
Currently I'm doing freelance videography. It's going pretty okay. Looking for a new job at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Yeah. That's my kind of stuff too. Good.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, you mentioned at some point if I get a passport, could get a little video or something. Kind of.
No, I'm not talking about little video. I'm talking about big shit, man. This is big shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, man. So what inspired you to call in today?
Okay, so it's something that I'd still kind of been ruminating on from the first time that I called in. And it was, you made the point about needing to be generous and, I think that was just the main bit. I realized I have an idea of value, I guess, or of what being generous is pretty severely
fucked up.
I don't know how severely, but
fucked up
for sure.
Yeah,
because it's it's money. That's what primarily comes to mind. I'll often talk hey, somebody make a donation, and I, like probably many other people, will think, oh, this guy wants money, but you imagine a donation could also be giving, your experience.
So I want to be clear. I want to be clear with something about this, and this is a good aspect to be clear about. I can't focus too much because then people are going to leave the live stream. But so your attachment base is where generosity is valuable. Do you hear what I just said?
I don't know what
your attachment base, where your ego is finding its primary attachment.
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit.
I'm sorry, the connection. God damn it. Can you hear me now?
Very abundant.
Can you hear me now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what you have attachment to is where your generosity is going to be able to be practiced.
Okay.
So it's kind of like with videography. It's kind of like with videography. The more that you can get the fuck out of
the way, the better that you can be a videographer. Yes or no?
For sure.
Okay. So your attachment base, as it relates to money, is a vehicle for you to get the fuck out of the way.
That does make me think of, because that's like another thing that also gets me is like, and I'm not sure if it's related, you'll have to let me know if I'm going in a different direction, but like I guess almost sort of the very first bits of like noticing, or yeah, properly sort of noticing the present moment was like a secondary outcome of like practicing like film assignments, or like, because they told me to go listen for like sounds for the sake of sound, but like that was meditative in itself. But it's like, and so it's like I find myself often coming to the whole thing as, you know, it might be as more of a way to better do what I enjoy as opposed to doing it for the sake of it, if that makes sense.
So my attachment base, and I don't want to discourage anybody, people like you, from making donations. All right? We need money here. Somebody's got to pay for this hotel. Somebody's got to make sure that Dr. Rob's staying on that abundancy frequency. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this really doesn't have too much to do with me. Because I've never been, we're getting into fucking retard territory here, but I've never been, had much of an attachment basis about money. I never really believed in money. I never really had the seed planted in me like, oh, you have to get an education so you can get a job. It never worked for me. That never reached me. And the time when, not that I wasn't fucking so crazy that I wouldn't be able to do anything anyway, but when I did reach the point, already having training, you know, so you said you just joined a meditation group, right? I went from being in psychosis.
Last thing I heard was psychosis.
This hotel is too expensive to not have powerful Wi-Fi. So anyways, brother, I mean, the most important thing that I can say is my real attachment base, and I hate to say this to a man like you, a white man like you, that hopefully is very financially successful in their lives, but my real attachment base is in fostering community. So activating more people to be a part of a community that's concerned with the highest dharma and the highest path of doing good deeds with mindfulness and detachment limitlessly to meet the needs of the others, and creating a space and an environment where we have a lot of activated people that are ready to make sure that Dr. Rob is on his abundancy frequency, and that we can then create this environment of communication. That's my main attachment base here. So the focusing on the money is mainly about other people. I don't need money. I don't live a life that needs money. In most ways, you know, so to some degree, you know, like I just got this laptop. I'm going to get a camera for the community, for the live streaming, all these kinds of things. And you know, immediately if I start to talk like this, our viewership's going to go down. But that's not really what this is about here. But it is what your life is about primarily, right? The idea is to be generous with what you're attached to. And the idea is that if you can be generous with what you're attached to, concerned with what you happen to have a connection with, that happens to be concerned with the path of ending suffering, that's where the jazz starts. Because this is a fucking nightmare. To sacrifice yourself, to have your ego challenged, to not be in control, to be allowing other people's energies to go in and shit in your toilet and eat your food and to leave dishes in your fucking sink. And that is where real practice, that's a natural meditation retreat. That's a full spectrum meditation retreat. That's not just about you and your ego and focusing and, oh, I'm getting concentrated, oh, I got a glimpse. Anyway, those are some of the principles that we're working with here. But that's not what most people can connect with. Most people can connect with someone being fucking crazy and disassociated and sick and dying or whatever. And one of these things that we will do is that we will constantly appropriate and colonize other people's positions and experiences and try to be equal to that other person and take their position and then say, oh, that's my position too. No, it's not your fucking position. I said it, you didn't say it. And then, so instead of you actually listening and saying, okay, so what's next? What's the next fucking course in the modality, or the, where do we go from here? You appropriate that person's position and then you shove your head back up your ass. When I was sharing something from my own experience, that you don't then just say, that's my position too. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
So anyways, it's very, very subtle, and leveraging the community and the different spirits of people coming together and practicing together is a very potent way to start disintegrating or evolving our personal ego, and then building community, which is one of my biggest attachment points, is really building real community. So if someone's trying to buy a fucking house or live in a mansion or has fucking cars and all this kind of stuff or whatever, then yeah, of course, that's going to be a problem. But that's not my direction. That's not the way that I live my life. So that's not what this is about. But if people don't donate, if people don't practice generosity, it's like, how much would it cost for you to go and do your videography practice, or for you to lead a videography course if you were very professional in that, or if you had 7 years of practical intensive training and experience with a community of practice of that? So it's all kind of disalignment that we're trying to kind of fucking shut the fuck up and say, hold on, wait a minute, what am I doing here? What's going on here? But then we also have to get to this point of letting go. It's not about putting everybody in the same box. So when Darren is sending me pictures and saying, hey, I just got a motorcycle. Hey, I just bought this. Hey, I bought that. And then when I tell Darren, if you could make a donation, you're the greatest enlightened master, you're doing all this great work. I tell Darren, hey, are you going to make a donation or something? You said you were. And then he sends me $10 fucking dollars. That's a weirdo. That's a weirdo situation. But that's fine for him. It's fine if he can be a weirdo. But all of these kinds of things are important to talk about. So being authentic, being sincere enough, being generous enough for me to share this puts you in a position to share your understanding of that, and we all get to explore and benefit from that together. Because this principle of making donations, this principle of giving away what we're holding on to, concerned with the Dharma, concerned with the path of ending suffering, is what this shit is about. And I just happen to be a vehicle for that, or a symbol of that, or a facilitator of that in this, in this work, in this community, in this practice. But we're not all equal. We're not all equal just because I can speak in a way that's understood, or because I happen to be vulnerable, or I happen to do things that isn't understood. And you can see there's a lot of people in here. It doesn't have anything to do. I mean, when it comes to somebody like Darren and these weird, middle-aged white guys that are wealthy and they're not willing to donate, fucking cash to support what they're listening to and getting so many teachings from, I do say, what the fuck's going on with that? But I also let that go. That's been a learning experience for me too.
Yeah. Did that one guy ever meet up with you in Australia? That was like, bro, am I getting on the flight or not?
No, because it just, we weren't open enough. Interesting. This is one of the important principles of conversation, and any kind of conversation I have with anybody, is that this is not about me. This is not about me talking to you. Whoever you happen to be, I don't fucking know. Whoever I happen to be, well, you might know to some degree, but you don't really fucking know. And when we have this openness of mind that, wait a minute, there are actually people who take this as a practice, and that this is maybe about helping with people and working with people and sharing the Dhamma, which might not be something we know much of anything about, then you can kind of decouple this little made-up story that you create about what's going on. And that's what we're doing moment by moment. We're creating this made-up story about who we are and what's going on and where we are and who that person is and all this different kind of stuff. So the vulnerability and me acting like a crazy person is to say, hey, look, I'm very willing to take myself out of the picture in terms of being any kind of authority about anything at all. So if I seem like I'm superior, well, definitely you can see that this guy acts fucking inferior all the time, etc., etc. So it's very, very subtle work. And if you want to be primed to actually work together, or to attend a class, or to support other members of the community as well, you've got to be ready to fucking donate. You've got to be ready to call in and have a conversation like this. You have to be ready to give, and you have to be ready to give in a big way and in a deep way. Otherwise, it's just, you're just going to start making weird comments from your ego position and, falling into these same traps that you've been in for a million times over and over again. And then I've got to say, shut the fuck up, pay me, or shut the fuck up and meditate, because that sense of self-sacrifice isn't there. So...
See, because like right now I don't feel like I'm self-sacrificing. I feel like I'm kind of just talking, I guess.
But there is a sharing in this, right? And that is also where the fucking cash comes in. Cash is very useful. You're very attached to cash because you never lived as a monk. You've never lived in a community where you've been able to live through generosity or not have to worry about cash in your life forever. So, and this is also, hopefully, otherwise you're fucking dumb for being here. This is a practical, valuable use of your time. So as we say, put your money where your attention is, but nothing is being sold here.
I'm sorry.
You don't... Well, anyways, nothing is being sold here. So either you're an idiot or you're a selfish bastard. So we work in all kinds of different... I'm not talking about you personally. I'm saying it's a principle. We work with all kind of different ways of practicing generosity. So you can't necessarily sacrifice yourself or bring your ego down lower to a place of surrender, but you can actualize that action of willingness to surrender by making a donation, for example. It doesn't have to do anything to do with me, but there's an efficacy of doing that in relationship to me because you want to come here and get teachings or have a conversation or be concerned with what's being shared and going on here. And so there's this idea, you're leading this person to donate money. I don't give a fuck. It's not that I don't care, it's that I'm not attached to you donating or not donating money. I'm just saying that makes a lot of sense depending on what you're doing. My fucking livelihood being doing this work and sharing and helping and being available and accessible, and you seeing this as a point of value and then putting your money where your mouth is. It's not you personally though, actually, that I'm talking to. I'm just sharing some of these principles because it's like if you wanted to it's like if you, either way, money's going to come at this point. There's no problem for that. There's no need for that. Oh, I've got to figure this out. Andrew's calling. I've got to make sure that this is going to work out. It has nothing to do with that at all. Which is quite unusual. And that's important as well, that we're willing to give to that which is unusual or uncertain or uncomfortable, instead of trying to create something that keeps us away from that uncomfortableness or that surrender or whatever. And usually how it's done is that someone fucking sells you something. There's nothing on offer here, but the degree that you're concerned with this and that you want to invest in this, you have to sacrifice concern with this. Otherwise, you're just not going to get it. And so in the same way, it's like you're not going to join this fucking meditation retreat if you don't pay fucking money. Which is what everybody's saying. But I'm saying you can join as much as you want, but you're going to have to sacrifice in a practical way that relates to your ego and the way that your ego lives your life, which for most people is, especially men, is primarily about money and power and authority. And then the only time you use money is if there's an apparent value. So basically you're looking for advertisements, you're looking to be sold something. And that's also okay. And I'll try, in the future I might try to work with that or leverage that. But you certainly don't want to give any money to a fucking beggar who doesn't have anything to sell. If it's free, it doesn't have value. So this is actually priceless. And you have to decide, how am I going to, make use of that or go deeper into the point. Because nothing brings value to me. I guess food fucking tastes good. I'm 250 pounds. But nothing brings value to me than connecting with others, having conversations like this, and being concerned with the fucking Dharma, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, the deep meditation teachings. And yes, the practice, but the natural meditation is more important than the kind of created meditation. And it takes a lot of generosity to be in that kind of, okay, now I'm going to fucking lead people in meditation. I'm looking at a blank screen, looking at myself while people are coming in and saying, you're a fucking loser, this guy's crazy, and I'm trying to lead meditation. It takes a lot of generosity, it takes a lot of self-sacrifice to create an environment where meditation in that level can actually be taught. And yeah, you can force it, but also I'm thinking about other people who are just wandering around and coming across this, and if we're just sitting there meditating, it's a little bit less accessible. But this is also meditation. This is mindfulness and detachment. Not thinking, in motion. So there are very, very significant resources on the table here that I'm offering. And it's not just about you, but your engagement or your volunteering or your willingness to help, like to help make a video or whatever, whatever it could be. Donate some fucking money, Andrew. Whatever can actually put you in a situation to help other people that are going to be coming in and going out of this place as well as we move forward. So it's inviting people to really get involved. And you say, you just want to make it like this, you just want to be scamming. Okay, but what I'm saying is that I'm inviting people to have conversations like this as deeply as they can, and to share their understanding and share their experience of what's shared, and to revisit and to explore it. But it takes a lot of fucking heart to step forward and do these kinds of conversations, and just instead of just saying, this guy's nothing, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, then I want somebody to call in who does know what they're talking about and to have a conversation about it. For the people, for the community, that's not just fucking freak, evil people who are following me, who are involved with me, but all kinds of different people from all kinds of different places. But there's a big vision here. There's a bigger vision here than me being a meditation teacher, or me leading guided meditations, or me fucking teaching to some people. Just like this vision is bigger than me having a great fucking house somewhere, driving a fucking car, or whatever, or wearing nice clothes.
Right. Gets into, fixing all the goddamn colonizing and such.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
Well, it's more. Anyways, we don't need to get into that, but you see, what you want to get involved with, and how much you want to be involved, and that's how much you can get helped. How much you can give is how much you can be met, or received, or how much you can empty your cup is how much more space you're going to have for actually receiving what's being shared. And it doesn't. I don't like to sell myself. So that's one of my good qualities as well, is I say, fuck you. You want to be convinced about my persona or my identity or my experience or whatever, I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Not you personally, but it could be you personally. Right. And that's a very wholesome quote. Go ahead, sorry.
You're good. I agree. Have you considered selling yourself as a way to like retain or get more of the people that need to have like a financial
Cost buying kind of situation, right? It'll probably come, but I'm not at all in a hurry to do that. I'm not in a hurry at all to monetize what I'm doing. There's no real need at all for me to monetize what I'm doing. And also, there's not a need for me to be a full-on spiritual monk kind of character either. So it's a balance. It's a balance of not needing to monetize or sell anything here and continuously giving. So that eventually some people say, wait a minute, this guy's fucking full on, you know, live streaming 8 hours a day and doing all these different things. And I really don't understand what's going on here. I really don't understand who this guy is or what's going on. And then you're curious. And that curiosity is a place where an actual conversation can happen unless you're totally fucking, you know, discombobulated into anger and greed and delusion. And now you're saying, oh, I've got to hurt this person. I got to make up something, a belief about them, and then I got to make it solid, and I got to do something about that. That's a problem in a positive way and a negative way. So I tell the people, and I mean it, if you are attached to donating to support me, stop. And if you are, you know, rejecting, like donating to someone that you're listening to a lot and seemingly getting a lot of support from, then make a donation, make a contribution. I'm not talking about $5 fucking, $10 fucking, Darren. Take your $10 and shove it up your ass. No, there's no ads on the live streams. There's nothing for sale here. I don't sell anything. I mean, I don't sell anything. And also, people who actually do donate and know me, I don't give them any position. I don't give them any help. You can put it in the front of the room on the door, yeah. You know, those people who do donate and support me, they don't get any fucking special treatment. If anything, they get less nice treatment. But I trust those people in a certain way. And there's an openness in my mind for those people's energy and the situations that they have going on in their lives. I feel a little bit more safe to be vulnerable or authentic or generous with them when, you know, the stuff comes up.
Sorry, which people you cut out?
People that actually donate and support. People that I know that are, you know, serious about this.
Cool.
And it's not about money for people who don't have any money, but if people do have money, then yeah, it is about money. Otherwise, it's disrespectful and kind of strange and weird.
Yeah.
You know, it's like somebody that you see as a professional in a field, and they're sharing their time and energy and experience with you, and then you put fucking $5 in an envelope and give it to them. When you're you might as well be a millionaire. You'd be a millionaire in fucking Asia or wherever, hundred thousands of dollars in a 401k and all this income coming in, and you put $5 in an envelope. What the fuck?
Right.
So it doesn't actually have anything to do with that, but this is one of the ways that we can start to communicate on a human-to-human level. And then we can start to decouple the notion of self in a practical way in relationship of a human-to-human level or a human-to-community level.
Yeah. I do have a question that might be related that I've kind of had bouncing around for a minute. Relating to, like selfishness, because like especially as like and from kind of a more of a all was the one kind of thing, and also just like I don't know, I think I'm kind of I guess just sensitive to emotions of people around me, and so like to the point where it's like if somebody's upset and it doesn't affect me outside of me having to perceive they're upset, I'm like, I'd rather just do work on my part for you to just not be upset. And from that kind of frame, to me, acts of generosity almost seem selfish.
Right. So this is an important point. Generosity has nothing to do with the desires of others. It could have something to do with the needs of others at that moment in that situation if you're willing to practice with that, but it has nothing to do with other people's desires. So let's say that I really desire money. I really want to be on that abundancy frequency. You practicing generosity would have no connection to that at all. And if you were donating or you were offering in some ways, you were sacrificing attachment because you perceive that I desire that and you like me and you want to meet my desires, then that is not generosity. That's like an interpersonal relationship. But meeting the needs of others can be a great way to practice generosity. So for example, you could say to someone, hey, if there's anything that you need, let me know. And I always say this to the community, if there's something that you need or something comes up, let me know. If a situation comes up where you need help in your life, let me know, and I will be there to try and figure it out and use my resources and my infrastructure and my students and my teachers, etc., to try to help you the fuck out. If you have a need, a big need, like a place to stay or a way to go and volunteer or a way to go and get refuge and get protection. If I can, I can't always do those things, but so it's not about being attached to other people. But these kind of interpersonal dynamics that you're talking about here are problematic and have efficacy because they're not concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And we need to change these superfluous words of all is one, or this is nothing, or neti neti, or whatever, to the concern with the lineage, with the tradition, with the community of practice, with the teachings as deep and as strong as we can get, and with awareness that is not in any way based in any philosophy or words and phrases at all. Do you see what I'm saying? So your generosity and your willingness to sacrifice yourself to someone who's going through trauma or is going in the Sangha, you're going to get more good effects from that than if it were.
So so it sounds like then that awareness that just exists without any of the tradition bits isn't quite enough.
Yeah, because it's just your ego tricking you. It's just make-believe. It becomes a new thing that you believe in. But this awareness is not in any way based on any kind of thoughts or structure of thought or structure of understanding. But to get to that point, you have to take refuge in not just training carpentry with some fucking random person, but with the lineages and traditions and based on real experience. So we start to talk about our real experience instead of just picking words and phrases and then arguing with each other or say, oh no, all is one, just detach.
Yeah, and what I was thinking of with that bit was more directly the idea of oh fuck, I don't know, man, fucking ideas, but because even the idea, I don't know, and maybe it's just
you don't know, but that you that knows that you don't know is built on knowing. That's why you have to practice generosity seriously. So that, for example, if you're bringing up a case, that it's not some position of authority and understanding of psychology and the world and the way that you think about things, where you're saying, okay, well, what about this situation and that situation? What about this? No, it's your experience. As clear as day as you can possibly present. That's where we get to actually the meat of the principles and the practices that are inside of that direct experience, rather than this kind of shallow belief system of principles and practices that is just not accurate. Because there's too much ego, there's too much complicated thinking, there's too much biases that have been unaddressed within yourself. That's why when you go to become a monk or a nun, or you go, for example, to live in community, or you go, for example, to be in a meditation retreat, there's a very different quality to your mental sphere. And you see that most of what you think is going on is just your own mind. And you get to see how crazy and fucked up and wrong your own mind is, factually. How nonsensical it is, how confused it is, how out of control it is, how unreliable it is, how unrelated to reality it is.
Yeah.
That humbles us a lot. Just like when you make a big donation, it humbles you. Whoa, I got fucking, I wasn't scammed. I fucking chose to do that. And now I'm fucking broke. And you can't blame that other person for it because you fully chose to do that. And the person who was, encouraging you to practice that in some way was saying, fuck you, you're retarded, you're crazy, you're a lunatic. So how do you justify that? How do you understand that? You cannot. So it's a breaking point for self-fixated attachment and self-direction, which all of that we have to break. We have to create these breaks of that. And it's nice to say, oh, follow my course, or you do this, you do that. But that's just kind of like a meme. My advice is, if you want to be involved with this, then be more involved with this, and we'll go from there. But you've got to listen a lot, and you got to put yourself aside a lot to actually then be able to call in and bring something to the table. You got to take notes. You got to bring a real challenge to the table. Not about my ego, but about your experience and your understanding concerned with what's conveyed that is stuck out to you. This situation, that experience, that case, that interaction.
Yeah, see, and this might be more of my confused perspective, but I'll think of like, oh yeah, because it sounds like you're saying, come discuss, like, I guess, what you run into, your problems, I guess. And to me,
well, that's a modality. That's a modality in this private coaching session, this private mentoring session, with a very experienced expert in the field of mindfulness and detachment, living in community, and dealing with other people's minds and dealing with one's own mind. But in another case or another situation, we're reading scriptures. We're practicing meditation, or there's a non-dual Buddhist absurdist avant-garde art. So it's this idea that you're going to go to some meditation retreat, or you're going to adopt some belief, or you're going to adopt some practices, and then you're going to be free or enlightened is nonsense. It's bullshit. So this is a choo-choo train. This is a choo-choo train based on more experience than anybody else fucking here has, and probably is in the top 10 percentile of all people in America. That's being generous to the people in America when it comes to practice and meditation and retreats and living in community and training with meditation masters, etc. That's going forward. That doesn't give a fuck. That is not reliant upon you. That doesn't really care what you think. So we bring it to be as personal as possible, just like going to being at a meditation retreat is one of the most personal things that you can do, because you're fucking stuck and trapped there. And it's all you. It's all your life. So we bring it as personal as we possibly can, so that the practice is as realistic as it possibly can be, and as natural as it possibly can be. And this is not about you becoming a student of me, or you being under me, but this is about the possibility of practicing generosity, practicing the precepts,
practicing, listening to Dharma talks and getting into some cultivation with this Sangha, with this community. And there's many Sanghas and communities. You just, and then you say, well, what? You're calling me, motherfucker. And then we take responsibility for that, and we realize that that doesn't have to be an ego thing. It's just kind of a unexplainable, unfathomable happening. All right, brother. Let me leave you with that, okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be looking in my PayPal and waiting for a very substantial donation, okay, brother? We also take bank transfers. We'll figure it out. All right.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
All right. Take care, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Go fuck yourself.
You too.
Nice enough guy. We got to do some shopping, everybody. Once Andrew makes this big donation, get some new clothes, get some Indonesian clothes. Just gotta wait for him to send me that message and say, Dr. Rob, what's your PayPal, man? How do I donate? What kind of drugs do you think I like, Twin Flame? Really, I need bathtub money. Abundancy. That really brought me down. That really brought my energy down. Google it. How much? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Well, that's also why spiritual teachers aren't accessible, because they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with other people's energy. They don't want to take people's energy in like that. So a 40-minute call with someone who's, hey, you can be a good-looking guy, fit and healthy, mentally well, successful in your job and stuff like that. But when you get down to fucking opening up and spreading out that root chakra, what you find is tons of shit. Tons of ego, tons of self. And when you operate from a level, or at least you try to, that energy can be then something you got to deal with. That's why Jim Newman puts you on your edge and says, no, 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 no. Because so this is our center, everybody, in Buddha Gaya, India. These are the kind of donation opportunities that are here on the table. These people, looks like there's a big rice bag donation, many rice bags, and many, many bottles of water. So this is donated to the Sangha. This is making a donation concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and an enlightened teacher. So you get a lot of merits with that. And then you get all the monks and nuns together under the power of your generosity, under the power of your self-sacrifice. Now, I don't want any of my donors to get any ideas, but this is what we can do. And there's a tough part of the equation in it where you could give all your money and you could sell your house and give all your resources and it'd be gone just like that. And where would it go? Well, who the fuck knows?
Because they also have problems for like.
And what do you think? You're going to get an award for donating? I'll give you an award. I got your award right here. Worshipping Ernest.
Already 1 month first week here. Yes. 1 week ago.
This is live, by the way. This is not a fucking recording, you dumb fucks.
He don't want to go back to Myanmar. Although he was sick. Yeah, that's why he decided to stay here, and then he died here peacefully. He burned his body nearby Nilindra River. Nice to stay and also to die. So most of the monasteries are not for president, just for only visit to worship. That's why I use this center, especially for Yamagita.
So we've got 27 people in the live right now, not really, but if all the 20 people in the live or whatever wanted to go and live in India for 3 months for free, that's where you go.
I'm really grateful for your donation because
We can help you get a ticket too, but that's a whole box of rocks. Some of these people, they really ride the generosity train pretty hard.
in this
And they're suffering. So helping people who are suffering is very good.
and for them crowded with the visitors. So difficult for them to get one shelter here. So
This is your home, baby. You're concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. You're mentally challenged. Welcome home. Rob's got the golden ticket for you. We'll roll out the red carpet. You think you're suffering now? Wait till you go to Bodh Gaya, India. And for Andrew, I don't know if Andrew's still here, but this is the kind of, make a documentary or do some videography work with this whole kind of situation.
For education, healthcare, shelter means we donate and then we make school, hospital, library, playground. They have to make house only banks. They have to make only house for themselves. The rest are free. That's why we only donate over 3,000 and 3,000. That's why the Baba
It's all generosity. What am I going to eat? Generosity.
More and more people are in trouble, so more and more people are also coming to stay in the Power Center. Here also, many young men, because they are not safe in the country, especially for the men. If they are young, they are dangerous because of the battles in the country. So they come and stay here for their safety also.
It's good. The Wi-Fi is good. Oh, it looks great.
Now there will be election, and then we hope the politics will be more and more stable. This way, the country can develop in the future.
Ah, very beauty.
This year,
Let me get up to 300 pounds, and then we'll be doing some more stuff. Don't worry, everybody. There's a lot of good people over there too. Really sweet, kind, compassionate. So, a friend from Malaysia, Malaysian nuns there.
Yes. In near Bangkok.
It's a good man there, good monk, good nun. A lot of good people, a lot of good energy. Very powerful, safe energy over there. They'll cure your schizophrenia, all right. You want to be schizophrenic or you want to burn alive?
One of the time.
And we can go over there as well. That's something that if you sell your house or you get, you can go and follow with Sayadaw the community and do many things, many good deeds, many good opportunities. Not everybody's as selfish as Dr. Rob. Sayadaw, not as selfish as Dr. Rob. Look at this. Beauty, beauty, beauty. This is Sayadaw, this Guru, my root teacher, my closest teacher, Sayadaw. I don't know if they got Starlink. I don't know what they're doing with the connection over there, but that is good. That is a good sign. Sayadaw. Sayadaw. We can all go. If we have 100 people, we ready to go right now. We can all go to follow Sayadaw, and he take care of all of our needs. Housing and healthcare and food and water and everything. He will make a new meditation center for the 100 people following Dr. Rob, who are willing to sacrifice their lives. And this Sayadaw, hand to hand, received the donation. You see? By hand. So he gave to Sayadaw by hand. Sadhu. Oh, is that Cindy there? No, it's just a woman. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. One moment, Shiva. We can go and meet somewhere, but I need to get some shopping to get some Indonesian clothes with Andrew's money. Come here, Shiva. Come quick. I know many of the monks and nuns here. They know me also. They know me too well. Some of them know me much too well. Some of them were there when I became non-binary. When I sadhana'd my way into non-binaryism. Oh. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I know, but this is for everyone, Twin Flame. And I know that's difficult for people to understand, but this is, there's a modality going on here. If I just sit here, and I know that when you say it, you say, well, no, maybe that would work. I think that too. But with the algorithm, I can't just sit here as if I would, as if I'm not just a fucking crazy person, right? But you can't just sit here and talk to people and share about people and have conversations with people and say, and talk about the Dharma. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to listen to that. It's not accessible. So me portraying myself as a completely insane person instead of just a person who has insanity is really important to reach people and connect with people. If anything, I'm not doing enough. I'm not acting crazy enough. No, I wasn't non-binary as a monk. I became non-binary after becoming a monk. After taking off the robes, and then I became binary. I became a man again. And now I'm on my way to 300 pounds. I just need a little bit of testosterone. I just need a little bit of testosterone to fucking, you know what I mean? That put on 300, but I want those muscles to be juiced up too. So we'll see. Yeah, right. And it can be a form of play as well. And also not to get this like energy of like, we're meditating, this is a spiritual thing. Fuck that shit. That's all fucking bullshit. This is a community, man. This is Dr. Daddy Rob, who is on with Kai Cenat, who's ready to roll around and play around, fuck around, have a good time, baby. Abundancy. We're all here to have a good time. We're not here to fucking whine about the Dhamma or deal with fucking poor people's lives. We're here to fucking party, baby. What's wrong with that? It's Bob. And then people say, oh, I hate that. We're just messing around, man. You're welcome here too. I'm gonna get you. What are you, fucking Blueface, baby? What? Abundancy, baby. All about that abundancy, baby. We're in Bali. We made it. We are in Bali, baby. This is why Dr. Rob always chooses the gaff. You just gotta let Dr. Rube choose the gaff, and everything's gonna be really good. Trust me about that, okay? That's kind of stinky. But I wonder what that's about. Always let Dr. Rob choose the gaff. I've been working all day. Always let Dr. Rob choose the gaff. And if you actually met me, you'd know that the last thing I want to do is be fucking pushing my ego around. As long as you got some food in your fridge for me to eat, and you know, you leave me alone, I don't want nothing to do with you. Always let Dr. Rob choose the gaff. Abundancy, baby. We made it, baby. Abundancy. This is abundancy, baby. A place like this in Australia would probably cost like $500 or something, if you could even find a place like this in Australia, which you probably couldn't. Or in America, you know, $1,000 or whatever. Ooh, a clean hat. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Boom. Boom. This is one of my favorite outfits right here. Boom. That's what it's all about. Abundancy. Abundancy. Porter's coffee, but hurry to go to Australia, I can tell you that. In a hurry to leave either, because I was fucking scared as shit. Gonna get hung up at the border again, and then I did. Oh no! You had to experience some suffering. Oh no, oh no. Relax. It's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of the plan. So in a certain sense, it's like all of the structures that we have in our lives are kind of there to, that's right, thinking for the long term, are kind of there, and I'm not that worried about it, it's just not anytime soon, you know what I mean? You got it, baby. This is Bali. Abundant seed. No, it correlates to its lack of value, Requiem, which is why you don't go crazy. Telling people to try to practice meditation to get enlightened is basically nonsensical. Does that make sense, Requiem? You got it?
Yeah.
And I got that, I've been getting that from the Hillside Hermitage. They got some good stuff, Requiem. The game plan is that you come over here, Shiva, you come in through the pool facing door, and then we're gonna go and get some, stop at the Indonesian clothing shop, then I guess we'll go to get something to eat. Vegan, of course.
Do we have any questions about meditation or Buddhism? Well, I'm not an expert on merits, but, you know, what are we investing in? Are we investing on doing good things that benefit others? Or are we investing in doing bad things that harm others? So we get back what we give. We get a return on our investment, right? You get back what you do. What you give, you get back. But the Buddhist thing is that it allows you to be concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And we consider the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha to be the highest institute of spirituality that's ever existed. So you're making those blessings, those merits of being concerned with the stopping of the wheel or bringing an end to suffering. And also, simply as if you are overwhelmed with feeling bad, it's going to be very difficult for you to practice. You know, one of our basic needs is a kind of evenness or access to evenness or access to not being in a panic attack or what have you.
Yeah, because meditation is not about being comfortable. So it's a technique. It's a technique that you can practice where you'll be able to get more benefits in a shorter period of time. That's a principle and a practice. Because when you sit there comfortably on the couch and you're just sitting there, you know, meditating and relaxing, that's not really what meditation is about, but that can be good, you know, or that can be like a reflecting on serenity. But what very important is that when we practice meditation, we're enduring pain, or we're enduring the suffering, we're facing it, and then
we're cultivating, like we cut that thought, we cut this thought, we cultivate thoughts, we bring thoughts down to zero. And when you sit in the full lotus, you can get more upright, you can be more fully present, more straight ahead. How do you help somebody who's dying? Detach. Give them the wisdom. It's not something you explain to them, and it's not about an interpersonal relationship. So you have to detach. That's not your body and mind. Not me, not mine, not this, not that. You can reach out to Sayadaw. You can call Sayadaw or make a message for him. But I have kind of a friend, or friend of the show, I was thinking, that is also going through something like that, Shelley. And, you know, what are you going to do? So you have to allow, you have to detach. You have to know how to give detachment as much as you give trying to help. And when all the interpersonal bubbles are there, you know, it creates more suffering for yourself and more confusion for that person who's going through a dying process. So it's not callous, it's not about being callous. But it's kind of the gift of detachment or the gift of setting a boundary, which is very important, especially when you do it from a place of generosity. You know, to set a boundary, to set a barrier with kindness, with compassion, with sincerity. You have to know how to do that. Because for a lot of things, there's not necessarily any answers. But you can use that situation not as an opportunity for you to go into interpersonal attachment and appropriating someone else's suffering, but as a good reason to reach out to Sayadaw, write a letter, write a message, something like that. And that's our really doing good deeds with mindfulness and detachment, concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, not concerned with me and you, or them. Whoever they may be, and that's not a solid thing. And that's a thought I was having as well, Requiem, is that most of what we're doing, if we're really concerned with nibbana and the ending of suffering, is preparatory for our next life. For example, there were plenty of people, sadhus, renunciates, who were meditating like crazy in ancient India, but they weren't enlightened. You know, don't get lost in that, but it's an idea, it's a principle, right? We got to work with what we have, not some fake absolutes of this is the way that this is, that's the way that that is. We don't know. So we're concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, the Dharma masters and meditation masters that we have access to in the lineage of the Buddha. And they didn't get enlightenment until they met. Or they didn't get some of the development, you know, maybe first stage, second stage, third stage, etc., until they met the Dharma masters. So this is the nature of blessings. This is the nature of meditating or doing good deeds with mindfulness and detachment. Meditation can be seen as like one of the highest good deeds, where you are opening yourself and affiliating yourself with a readiness to receive the true Dharma, or the truest Dharma that you can get your hands on. It doesn't need to be absolutely true for it to be true for you. Don't exaggerate. Do not exaggerate. Let me be clear about something with you, Noah. You've got to stop, man. You've got to cut the shit. You got to cut the shit, man. You're not listening. I know you love me. I love you too. I love you as much as I know you, as much as I could throw you. That's how much I love you. But when it comes down to it, Noah, you've got to stop this shit. This bullshit. This fake shit. Go and work in the fucking mine, Noah. I don't need Noah, the adolescent boy who's got a failure to launch. Go out there, use what I've taught you, and put it in the fucking mine. Cut this shit, man. Instead of looking around about tulpas and about esoteric fucking fake shit, and pretending that you don't know what's being taught here, and you don't know what to do, And so instead you're fucking looking up tulpas, go and work in the mind. Bring your mindfulness practice, bring your detachment practice to the mind. Go make some fucking money. Cut the shit. I need young boys who are ready to become fucking men and make money. I don't need young boys that are looking for a handout, looking to ride on my back. It's hot. It's too hot for you to be on top of me. I need you guys to become young men who are ready to fucking work. Go and learn a trade. Go and learn to be a fucking carpenter, Noah. Cut the shit and get to work. But my mind, I'm crazy and I worry what people think about me. You're not gonna be worrying about what people think about you when you're in that fucking mind. When you're learning to be a carpenter. Get to work, brother. You're never gonna be able to relax if you don't get to work. You're never going to be in a bathtub like this. Especially, you're not going to be in a bathtub with Dr. Rob like this if you don't fucking start to put in some energy. Use your body, man. Use your body and go get your fucking money up. You want to be a fucking loser, reading random articles online, believing in shit and fucking wandering around like a weak piece of shit? Or do you want to fucking get your money up and get fucking strong and healthy? So that you can be concerned with the fucking teachings that have been transmitted to you. You might not mentally be willing or able to fucking do that work. So, put your body to work. Tell your body, fuck that shit. I'm going to go get my money up, concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. I'm not fucking around, buddy. You heal, you want to help others, you want to be fucking free, and at least some of the time, where you have a fucking cup of coffee and you're not fucking panicking about your life or just fucking saying, yeah, that's my cup of coffee, then you better fucking get to work. The younger you are, the vulnerable you are, the more you have a connection to being vulnerable. That's where your innocence is, man. Don't waste it. Don't waste this love. Don't waste this connection. Don't waste this intimacy. If you knew where I've come from mentally, your fucking brain would explode. So trust me on this. Let's stop ruminating, stop fixating, stop looking for something to think about, and get to work. And nobody knows what you think and you are under the protection of Dr. Rob. So if you get anxious with some other people, just remember Dr. Rob, and I'll fucking 5D into their brains and tell them to watch out. Same goes for all young men here. Get to the mines. Get your money up. Dr. Rob's got bills to pay. Ain't nothing for free. Especially development. You're already concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Now it's time to get to work. Dr. Rob's not going anywhere fast. Abundancy. Abundancy, baby. It's all about abundancy. The frequency of abundance. The frequency of abundancy.
You're not allowed to be sarcastic. Being sarcastic means that you're not following your true self and you're presenting yourself. Don't you know that sarcasm means that you're not being real and authentic?
I got your authenticity right here, Hippocrates. Hippocrates was a crock and a hypocrite. That's what I've got to say. You got it. The help you need is fucking not coming. Nobody can help you. It's time to get to work. And Requiem, you're a very good candidate for working holiday in fucking charger wasn't plugged in. Working holiday visa in Australia and getting to the mines and making that 30% or 50% commitment. But we're not in a hurry. We're not in a rush. The Monk Life Meditation Mining Program is one of the best retreat programs that exist today, where you can put your body to work, concerned with generosity, concerned with mindfulness, concerned with precepts, concerned with detachment. All right, maybe that's going to be our next formal video, is the introduction of the Monk Life Meditation Mining Profit Sharing Program, or the Monk Life Meditation Generosity Retreat, Mining Retreat, Street Retreat, Joshin Barnes. How about a mining retreat for my students to put them to work? Show them what real hard work looks like. Show them what real detachment looks like, feels like, is like. Settle down. Breathe. Focus. Release. The moment you start looking around for fucking tulpus and tulkus and booga booga boogas, you say, fuck that. And you go listen to the real Dhamma talk. Yeah, so it's a full spectrum. It's a full spectrum retreat. It's one of the hottest retreats on the market. A lot of people want to participate in that retreat, but there's only a few spots available. Only a few spots available for that retreat. And even if you want to be in that retreat, you might not get in. Not just anybody can get into that retreat, FYI. It's exclusive. It's an exclusive retreat. It's an exclusive program, exclusive training program. Someone's at the door. Not again, 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 not again. Oh, it's you. I don't want to. Not again. Yeah, not again. Not again. I'll show you. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Shiva Kailash Shambho. In the flesh. Okay. Oh, so we get ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is my mystical hat. Oh, that's right, they can't hear me.
Oh, they can hear you.
You can hear me, right? Cool. Hello, hello. Dr. Rob and I are heading out for some shopping, yes. Buying some clothes. And Dr. Rob is leaving soon, meaning leaving from Bali, heading to...
Hey, what did I tell you about sharing my information? There's dangerous people about there.
Whoops. Okay. Well, let me just say that this may not be the last time that we do live streams. We're gonna live stream together, at least virtually. I think that's a good idea. And who knows where the world will lead us. Maybe we'll be going to Russia very soon. And yeah, drinking some vodka there. Dr. Rob has been streaming for 2 hours and 17 minutes. It's quite impressive. So what are you going to get today, if you don't mind sharing such personal...
Sarongs. I need sarongs, or these things. I need this.
How come?
Because I left most of my clothes, or two of my outfits at the clown's house in Australia.
On purpose or by accident?
Well, I just didn't know what was going on, so they just didn't get into the luggage.
Okay. That's what it's all about. So, wow. In Burma, all the men dress like that. Get a load of this guy. WTF is going on here? If I knew that, I would tell you. It's just two men chilling in a hotel room together, alone. The sexual tension is high. What's going to happen? We'll find out. Are you more Hinduism than Buddhism, or somewhere in between?
He's Hinduism.
I studied the Buddha's teachings for 10 years, and then I found Sadhguru, and I followed up the stream. Where is the source of all knowledge? And it points to Kailash,
Which is a mountain.
which is a mountain, yes. Kailash, baby, Kailash. How do you see the light? With my eyeballs. So, Dr. Rob, are you planning to continue live streaming, or are you going to end it?
We'll do what we can do. Just take it step by step and see if they can follow for a little bit.
Nice. How is the camera when you're driving a bike and it's mounted? Does the camera...
It's good, but actually maybe we'll just restart it when we go to the shop or whatever, something like that, because
We'll be also
need the
live streaming together.
GPS, yeah. So. No, it's good. I got a big uptick in the algorithm last night when we were live streaming. More viewers than usual.
Nice. We're at 33 right now. We got a live stream together. I see that community is very important and conversation is very important. When you're by yourself, yeah, it's not as good. Shelby says, you are chill. I like you. I like it too. And I like your profile picture. The Buddha. Exciting stuff. Boys, Bali, baby.
All right, everybody, we are on that abundancy frequency. I will see you cool cats later. Like, subscribe, put W's in the chat. We are going to have some exciting stuff coming up in the next few hours. Just you wait and see. Stay tuned. Stay on the edge of your seats. Stay on YouTube. When's Dr. Rob Live? When's Dr. Rob? When's Dr. Rob Live? Start screaming and yelling. Start screaming and yelling everywhere. Never forget. Always remember.